my name is Mr. King, and today I want to tell you about how to solve Gemini, how to use Gemini to solve IMO problems, and why Deepmind researchers use that, and how the Deepmind researchers may have used that for solving IMO problems. Then I will try to explain you or adopt this all the data or all the methods the Deepmind researchers adopted to solve IMO using Gemini to another unsolved problem called n-secretary problem. Yeah, here's the first start. Here's my first video, so please just keep in mind that this would be uncompleted video. Thank you. So in June or May, there was IMO, and also Gemini and GPT-4 or 5 model have served and urged gold medal in the IMO. Not the first level, but the gold medal they earned. Yeah. So we have to think about that. IMO problem is very hard to solve, but there are people who solves them. How normal people, especially IMO medalists, solve IMO problems. Yeah, I've seen a lot of IMO medalists around my side in my high school, and just looking about them, we could just see that out. Think a lot every day. When they just get up, they just get up with thinking about the problems, and with when I expect to see all the day with them, they just play some games and play some footballs, and then they come to their dormitory and just think a lot with that problem, and just think about solving the problems and all the mathematical theories about that, and just talking with others. That was all the thing they have done for every day, for 6 to 12 hours for a solution until they could find solution or hints. Yeah, so how the solving problem model constitute while thinking is the key question when we just want to thrill or drill some person who, and we want to make some person to especially good at some solving problems. So the logic is that when there's a problem occurs, one person think and think and think, and they got up with some hypothesis on how to solve that, or we could adopt some theories about the problem, or this is kind of very similarity with another problems in there, in another theory, or it could be adapted to another theories like that. So we could think about a lot of things, and then I think there's like two people inside their mind, and the first one is to make some ideas about that, and first one is another detector. So another detector also think and think and think, and they encourages the problem solver to think or do it again about that, or reject their ideas about it. So while the process, all the getting all the process just make reinforcement of getting deeper on that problem kind of word, problematic word. They're getting deeper and deeper on that problematic word. With that, experiments or explains have been recurring for 1 year to 2 years, or many years later, they could have some kind of mathematical word inside their mind, and they could solve with their problematic word, and just they would think which kind of method would perfectly match how to solve that problem like that. So but we could also see that RL reinforcement learning improved LLMs also serve mathematic problems. Yeah, this is very, very, very enthusiastic output. This is very enthusiastic. I also tried I'm a 5 number in this year, and all the LLMs did not train for or pre-train for this IMO text before, but we could see that out. I just tried to make looking for that that I'm a 5 number for Gemini with some Deepmind prompts within. Just Gemini could not serve that I'm a problem, but when I just adopted some Deepmind researchers prompt how to do the serving or another kind of fine tuning about the prompts, I could solve that problem. And if my video gets well or many people likes that, I will just post another video to explain how that this Gemini or ChatGPT could solve this problem and how could they think up of this idea about it. Yeah, for just 1 minute explaining when the problem occurs, we encourage the Gemini or ChatGPT to think up of what kind of solution would it be. And the first prompt was like that, and it would think a lot to make some solvings, and the detector version of the prompt would just think that is this right or not, and also the detector could make some ideas about that. Then if it is not the problem or the answer or the perfect answer, it will feedback to the first kind of model again, and this kind of cycles are gaining for whole the times for 3 hours to 6 hours or the recurring steps until the idea pops out. That is kind of a hypothesis or all the perspective of that AI how to solve their problems. So what I want to say is what I want to do is that one another subject could be on how Deepmind could make self-growing like prompt system for Gemini to solve hard IMO problems. That is the big question about that. But today I just want to just suggest that just using Gemini with that Deepmind prompt, I want to solve some unsolved problems in the world. I just try to adopt this or the idea into secretary problem and secretary problem, and I will come back in like 3 days after this experiment. Thank you. So I will come back soon in 3 days if my video just pops up and many people likes that. Thank you. If I come back, I will study or let me introduce about how that prompt thing could especially work well in some kind of problems like IMOs or unsolved problems or making some ideas about that problem. And then I just pop up with some ideas how to solve that unsolved problem with unsecretary problem. Thank you.